The crack of a single rifle shot echoes across a muddy battlefield. No burst of automatic fire, no spray of bullets, just one carefully aimed round, sent downrange with purpose. This is the sound that defined two world wars. This is the story of the M1903 Springfield. At the dawn of the 20th century, the United States Army knew it needed a modern rifle. The Spanish-American War had exposed a harsh truth. American troops were being outmatched by Spanish soldiers armed with faster, flatter-shooting bolt-action rifles. The lesson was learned the hard way, and the response was decisive. Engineers studied the best designs of the era, especially the German Mauser, and what emerged was a rifle that would become one of the most respected military firearms in history. Officially adopted in 1903, the M1903 Springfield was a bolt-action rifle chambered in .3006 Springfield, a cartridge that would go on to become legendary in its own right. From the moment soldiers first trained with it, the rifle earned a reputation for power, reliability, and precision. It wasn't flashy, but it was brutally effective. When World War I erupted in Europe, the M1903 went to war with American forces crossing the Atlantic. Trench warfare dominated the conflict, and conditions were miserable: mud, rain, freezing cold, and constant shellfire. In that chaos, the Springfield proved its worth. Its bolt-action design meant fewer moving parts, making it less likely to jam in the filth of the trenches. Soldiers trusted it, and that trust mattered when your life depended on a single shot. The .3006 round gave American infantry a serious advantage. It could reach out farther than many enemy rifles and hit with devastating force. Marksmen could engage targets at long distances, while ordinary infantrymen relied on accuracy and discipline rather than volume of fire. The Springfield demanded skill. You couldn't just spray bullets, you had to aim, breathe, squeeze, and cycle the bolt with intent. In many ways, it shaped the mindset of the American soldier. One of the rifle's most famous roles in World War I was in the hands of U.S. Army snipers. Fitted with early optical sights, the M1903 became a precision instrument. Snipers used it to pick off enemy officers, machine gun crews, and observers, changing the flow of battles with a handful of well-placed shots. The rifle's inherent accuracy made it ideal for this role, and it set the foundation for America's sniper tradition. When the war ended, many assumed the bolt-action rifle's days were numbered. Technology was advancing rapidly, and semi-automatic weapons were on the horizon. Yet the M1903 didn't fade away. Instead, it evolved. Variants were introduced, manufacturing improved, and the rifle remained a cornerstone of U.S. military training throughout the interwar years. Then came World War II. By the time the United States entered the conflict, the semi-automatic M1 Garand was officially the standard issue rifle. But wars aren't fought on paper alone. Production demands, logistics, and the sheer scale of global combat meant that the M1903 Springfield was called back into service. And once again, it answered. In the early stages of World War II, many American units, especially Marines and Army forces in specialized roles, still carried the Springfield. On Guadalcanal, in North Africa, and across Europe, the rifle proved it was far from obsolete. Its accuracy made it invaluable for sniper and scout roles, and many soldiers preferred its balance and reliability. The Springfield also played a critical role in training. Countless American troops learned the fundamentals of marksmanship using this rifle. The skills it taught, patience, precision, and confidence, translated directly to the battlefield. Even soldiers armed with newer weapons benefited from training that emphasized accuracy over sheer firepower. One of the most fascinating aspects of the M1903 Springfield is its craftsmanship. Made primarily from high-quality steel and wood, it feels solid in a way modern rifles rarely do. Every part was designed with durability in mind. The action cycles smoothly, the sights are simple yet effective, and the rifle balances beautifully in the hands. It was built not just as a weapon, but as a tool meant to last. Of course, no rifle is perfect. Compared to semi-automatic weapons, the Springfield's rate of fire was limited. Cycling the bolt after every shot required training and strength, especially under stress. In close-quarters combat, soldiers armed with faster-firing weapons had an advantage. But where accuracy and range mattered, the M1903 held its ground. As World War II progressed, the Springfield gradually took a back seat to more modern rifles. Yet it never truly disappeared. Sniper variants remained in service throughout the war, and even after 1945, the rifle continued to be used in training and ceremonial roles. Some were supplied to Allied nations, while others found new life in civilian hands. Today, the M1903 Springfield occupies a special place in history. It represents a transitional era in warfare, standing between the age of single-shot discipline and the age of automatic fire. It reminds us that wars were once fought one careful trigger pull at a time. Collectors and historians prize the Springfield not just for its rarity, but for what it symbolizes. Each rifle tells a story, of a soldier in a muddy trench, a Marine crouched in jungle foliage, or a sniper patiently waiting for the perfect moment. These rifles were witnesses to history, presented moments that shaped the modern world. In shooting circles, the M1903 is still respected for its accuracy. Even by today's standards, a well-maintained Springfield can deliver impressive performance. That's a testament to the skill of the engineers and craftsmen who built it more than a century ago. But beyond the technical details, the M1903 Springfield is about people. It's about the soldiers who carried it across continents, who relied on it when everything else seemed uncertain. It's about discipline, patience, and the belief that one well-aimed shot could change everything. In an era dominated by rapid-fire weapons and advanced optics, the Springfield feels almost poetic. It reminds us that technology doesn't always define effectiveness, training, skill, and determination do. The rifle didn't just fire bullets, it demanded respect from the person holding it. From the trenches of World War I to the beaches and battlefields of World War II, the M1903 Springfield earned its place in history the hard way. It wasn't the newest or the fastest for long, but it was trusted. And in war, trust is everything. So when you think of iconic military rifles, remember the Springfield. Remember the steady hands, the careful aim, and the quiet confidence that came with every shot. This wasn't just a rifle, it was a symbol of an era, and its legacy still echoes every time its bolt is cycled and its sights are aligned. That is the M1903 Springfield, a rifle that proved precision could stand toe-to-toe with firepower, and a weapon that carried the weight of history with every round it fired.